What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Bluff City. This is episode number 10. In today's episode, we're going to be working on this medical school and community college. And both of those schools are part of the entire medical district that we're working on. I included some footage of me working on the interstate earlier in the time lapse, and usually I don't include a lot of footage of me working on roads and infrastructure because honestly I'm not really good at it, and two, I really hadn't had a whole lot of practice at it. For Bluff City, I used a pre-existing map of Nashville that actually had most of the interstates and roads already included in it. And I used that because I wanted to be lazy and not have to worry about doing a lot of infrastructure and roads. But in hindsight, I really should have used an empty map and built up my own infrastructure because honestly, the roads that are included really just get in the way. I'm just selecting buildings here and going through my assets to see what buildings I have that may fit the theme. I decided to go with the Rocky Vista Community College, which is honestly probably the best education building on the workshop. I know Corrales used this. And I'm also using some high school education buildings to create some auxiliary buildings for the community college. For the main medical school campus, which I'm basing off the UT Health and Science Center here in Memphis, Tennessee, I'm using a bunch of New York residential buildings clipped together to create kind of the main building or entrance into the medical school. And I actually graduated from a satellite program at the UT Health and Science Center here. I kind of struggled with finding buildings that would match the particular style that I wanted to go for. But overall, I'm pretty pleased with the outcome and what I was able to come up with. I used a bunch of office buildings by Boldly Building, and I used them to create probably about 50% of the campus to represent a lot of the different office buildings and different classroom buildings. I also used the Industrial Lofts by Avanya. I used those a bunch of times to clip into the office buildings by Boldly Building. And I just thought the look and style of those buildings really fit well for the look that I was going for. I also used them to clip into a couple of office buildings that I created, and you'll see that later on. Also, in the closing seconds of today's episode, I'm giving a sneak preview of the Sears building that I've been working on, which I'm releasing once I hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. And I don't know if I will have hit 1,000 by the time you're watching this video. Hopefully so, though. Even if I have hit 1,000 and you aren't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe now. You'll be able to see a ton of different assets that I'm working on before they hit the workshop. But that's going to wrap things up for me for right now. Enjoy the rest of the time lapse, and I will check back in with y'all to give y'all an overview of what we were able to finish for this episode. What's up, y'all? I'm back, and you might have seen during the time lapse I didn't actually finish the medical district. I did get the majority of the medical school and this park finished. Right here is the Skylines State Community College building. I'm not sure if I talked about this during the time lapse, but I created a custom sign using the same textures from the building. I think this is the Alta Vista College building. And here's the back of the community college. I tried to cover up most of the vanilla trees and bushes with different types of trees from the workshop. Right here I use these new curb prop edges that I just released. And this is at the point that I realized I kind of needed to stop detailing because I'm using the local copy, and at some point I have to switch from the local copy and subscribe to the workshop copy. Everything that I've done with these edges are going to be deleted, and I'm going to have to redo it once I subscribe to the workshop version. So I really didn't want to get too detailed with some of the things that I was using. Right here is the park that's in front of the medical school and across the street from the community college. And in real life, and I'll show a picture on the screen maybe, this park is named Nathan Bedford Forrest Park, which is one of the early leaders of the KKK and was a Confederate Civil War general. That statue in real life is probably going to get removed sometime within the next couple of years. But in game, I decided to name this park the General Corrales Memorial Park. Here I've just kind of decorated the entire campus with the UT logo. And right here, I'm using for this UT Medical Center flag, I'm using a flag prop by Sven Berlin, and I just kind of adapted his prop and put the UT logo on it. These buildings right here, I think they're a little too tall for the look that I was going for, and I may change it later on, but no time soon. Here we have another office building complex, and I stole this combination of the parking garage and the these are KL office parks. I just copy and pasted this that I did downtown. For these right here, I'm using a bigger size curb prop that I haven't released to the workshop yet. Still got some finishing touches and some final things that I want to do before I upload the bigger set of curb props to the workshop. And I think these are really useful when you just want to fill up a large area without too much effort. Most of these office buildings are by Boldly Building. He has a really nice office building set, and they're really versatile. And here's the kind of the back plaza of the medical school, and I just use a bunch of different tiles and decals to create this. Also some walls and fences. I have the medical center flag again. Here are some dorms that I did a while ago, and I really like the look of them. When I was originally placing these buildings, I had them facing toward this way, and I regretted that later on because you couldn't really see the face of the buildings. So I definitely wanted to turn those around and have them facing, the front of them facing the street. And that's gonna pretty much wrap things up. The rest of this area I did not get around to finishing. We're not gonna do it for the next episode. We may revisit this next the episode after that. Here's some preliminary work I started on the children's hospital, and this is based off a children's hospital here in Memphis, and hopefully I can show a picture of that on the screen right about now. Here's a little known fact. This is actually my niece, who's not a hospital patient, but I came across this picture of her with the heart in the background, which matched the heart on the hospital. So she's actually a grown-up now. I'm not sure how she would feel about having her baby pictures on the internet on some random guy's computer screen while he's building a children's hospital. So that's gonna wrap things up for this episode. But just before we wrap things up, I am about 95% finished with this Sears building. So to give y'all guys a preview of it. So if you haven't already, go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And I will see all of y'all in the next episode.